It's me, Joe. SpecsAppeal, just hanging out. I kind of a scratchy throat today, but it's been raining a lot, so I'm hoping it'll go away. But to be honest with you, I think it might be something more. So I have this friend. She's my neighbor. Her name's Miss Betty. Well, her name's Betty, but she's older than me, so I call her Betty. Miss Betty. Miss Betty is the sweetest little woman I've ever met in real life. She's delightful. I met her when I first moved to this street, probably 10 years ago. She had a yard sale, and I went there and bought a memory. Well, not really, but kind of. I bought this sweatshirt that was her granddaughter's that said Fort Bragg, and I bought it. It was an ugly sweatshirt, to be honest with you. But I bought it because I remember going to Fort Bragg. It's an ocean place by, well, gosh, I don't know where it's by. It's in California by me. But we went to Fort Bragg. My grandma took me there when I was young onto something called the skunk train. Yeah, it sounds smelly, but it's not. It's wonderful. It's this little train. It's an open train. And you go around to all these little places. And it's scenic. There's no windows, just a railing, and it's so cool. Hi, nice to see you here. We got Joe Morgan, another Joe. How's it going, Joe? So anyhow, my grandma took me to Fort Bragg. We rode the skunk train when I was young. And so I bought the sweatshirt. It's kind of reminding me of it. So I always like to say I met Miss Betty when I went to her yard sale and bought a memory. But Miss Betty's probably my best friend in real life. Miss Betty is about 80 and she has dementia. So she tells me the same stories a lot, but I don't mind. She's really sweet. I walk my dogs and then I go usually walk with her. She has a walker with a seat on it. We don't go far on account of her dementia and her walker. Yeah, it's really hard. It makes me so sad, but my friends always ask me, oh, that's sad. Doesn't that annoy you? And it really doesn't. I think that she's just so lovely that I don't mind hearing the same story about how she met the neighbor's cat every day. If you're wondering, it's because he had a broken leg and she found him in the gutter and nursed him back to health. She's just so sweet. So I walk her up and down our cul-de-sac every day at 12:30 on her walker. But she tends to walk in the middle of the road. And she also tends to stop and feed all the neighborhood cats. And they actually follow us all up and down the road. And we hold up traffic. And no one minds because she's so sweet and she's lived here so long. Everyone knows her. Anytime she sees you walk by with your dog or your cat, she brings it treats. I just love her. I love her so much. She reminds me of my grandma. Oh, oh, God bless you. That's really a hard thing to do. Oh, I took care of my grandma while she was passing away of lung cancer. It was really hard. I feel for you. I really do. I don't know if you guys had hospice nurses. They're angels. They really are. It takes a really special kind of person to be able to do something like that. You must be pretty awesome. Wow. But here's the thing now. I don't know what to do. Oh, wow. You did it all by yourself? That's amazing. Did you have a background in medical or anything, or you just learned as you went? Man, you're an old soul for someone young, too. Wow, you're really cool. I think it's because your name's Joe, huh? Wow. I have a lot of respect for you. I think it's awful. When I was really young, 18, I worked at a nursing home for people with dementia. And it is so sad how many people, oh, it is so sad how many people don't respect and love the elders of their family and just dump them off like an old suitcase or something. Are you a junior, Joe? Are you Joe Jr.? Faux Joe? Not the original? Is that what you're telling me? I'm just teasing. I was actually named after my great grandfather. I was supposed to be a boy. I knew it. I would have been a junior, kinda. I was supposed to be a boy. They were gonna name me Joseph Oscar. Thank God I'm not. It sounds like a fucking hot dog. You're cool, Joe. Well, it's really nice to meet you. Hear a little about your story. I love hearing stuff like that. There's so much more to people than we realize. I've heard so many freaking cool stories from so many amazing people on YouTube. Sorry, my throat's itchy. Oh. Well, from one joke to another. You're pretty cool. It just makes me sad. I just want to talk about Miss Betty because sometimes it does kind of... I go home at night and I get a little teary. Today she gave me the same thing she gave me yesterday, but I take it and I smile anyhow. She gave me this paper that says the benefits of having a dog. And then on the other side, she had printed a little recipe for like popsicles for my dog. So cute. Today I couldn't walk with her and I felt really freaking guilty because my throat hurts and I don't want to get her sick. But she's just the sweetest lady I've ever met. And I just adore her. You probably know how it feels to you obviously know how it feels to lose the person you're closest to, and that changes you as a person. But I think it either makes you a really kind person or it makes you really cold. And luckily for me, it made me kinder. I think my doggies are hungry, but thank you guys for letting me ramble. This is like the best time of my day to come talking on here with my friends. Gosh, I'm pathetic. I don't mind. I like me. I'm getting cool in my old age. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking, Joe? Don't answer that. I know some ladies don't like to. I don't know how it works with men. I'm 41. I turned 41 this year. And I have never been 41 before. I don't know how you're supposed to act. All right, you're young. You're a young guy. Man, you're wise beyond your years, really. I think that dealing with something like that, though, kind of matures you in a way that you can't get any other way. I'm really glad I found your page today. You're an interesting guy, Joe. Really cool. Hey, there is nothing wrong with that. We're all kind of a drunken child stumbling through life at points, some more than others. I really like your sense of humor. Anyone who can make me laugh is a friend of mine. So nice to make your acquaintance, Fojo. I'm the original. I am older. Can I call you Fojo? I won't. Sorry. I'm looking into getting one of those filters for my face that can stop me from saying dumb stuff, but I think it's beyond help. My time in the military ruined my mouth. Just toxic crap comes out sometimes that I think is funny, so bear with me. Oh, I bet you do. Anyone who can be that funny has been through some stuff, I think. We like all kinds of people here. I like people like you. I don't know if you can hear my dog. I think it's at third base with a bone. It's pretty nasty, actually. She's got a shovel tongue for days. I hope she bought that thing dinner first. Jesus. And the cat, too. This is gross, but my great-grandmother, when I was about 7, told me my first dirty joke, and I just remembered it. It's disgusting. She said, she was like in her 80s. She asked me, do you eat cat food? How do you keep your fill in the blank alive? My great-grandmother. From a long line of weirdos. I would really like sometime to hear some of your happy and your not so happy stories if you feel like sharing them. I'm going to peruse your page a little more probably tomorrow. I just think that you're a funny man. I like you. Well, thanks for stopping, guy. Bye, guys. I grew up around old people too. I was raised by my grandmother and my grandfather on a Peterbilt. So I knew we were kindred spirits. Were you raised, were your parents just older, or how does that come about? I knew you were an old soul. You can tell. Shut up. Oh, that's cool. Is your mom still around? To be honest with you, I don't even know how old my parents were. Neither one of them. I kind of wish I did. I think my mom was in her 40s when she died, late 40s, but I'm not positive. Oh, okay. Get out of here. You're a sweet person. That's really cool. I don't know a lot of guys who would do that. That's pretty neat. Aw. I really love that. A guy after my own heart. I remember taking care of my grandma, man. I actually dropped out of college to take care of her. Then she ended up passing away of lung cancer, and man, I remember the day she passed away. That was hard. I can't imagine having to do it all by myself, man. I hope that your mama appreciates what a good boy she raised, because you're a sweet person. I wish we had more people like you in this world, Joe. I'm glad that you still have your sense of humor. That is hard to find. You're a cool guy. Well, hey, I'm going to get off of here, but why don't you give your mom a hug for me, okay? Tell her she did a good job with you, bud. All right, guys, keep in touch. I'm going to get out of here and get something to eat and go to bed. Have a drink for me, Joe. Have a good night, friend. I'm so glad to have met you. See you soon.